Welcome back to Mark Haney, igniting the entrepreneurial revolution with the HaneyBiz Project.
Welcome back to the HaneyBiz Project, brought to you courtesy of Hub International. I'm Mark Haney, and today I have the privilege of introducing you to Frank Wegener, the CEO of L H Airco. How you doing, Frank?
We're doing fine today, Mark. Thank you.
I appreciate you hobbling across the street, up the stairs into Mark Tank. And I know you had to bring an assistant here just to get you in the door today. What happened?
Well, we had a accident with the right knee, of which I can't describe because it's a mystery to me too.
Oh, I hate it when that happens. But you brought one of your business partners along to chaperone. But for those of us who know you or don't know you, I should say, tell us who Frank Wegener is and what's L H Airco.
Well, Frank Wegener is an employee of L H Airco for 50 years.
Okay.
We're coming up on our 50th year in 2018.
So I guess you would be the founder of L H.
I was one of the founders of L H. With four other partners of L H stands for not Laurel and Hardy. It stands for two fellows' names who have since retired. So we've carried on the same tradition from the Bay Area up to Sacramento. Because I think when we moved up to Sacramento in the early 80s, we were of the same thought that Sacramento will come to fruition one day.
Right.
And
it looks like it's starting to happen.
Yeah, about 30 years later, we made it.
Yes, yeah. Arlen said that it's Sacramento's time. What do you think?
I think it's more than you would ever anticipate. This next year will be a barn burner for our little company to a point where it's going to explode.
Wow. Well, tell us about that. You've been around 50 years. L H is here in Rocklin, but you do business all over the state. Tell us about L H.
L H is we're mainly a control contractor. We do temperature controls, energy management for large state buildings. We did the central plant. We have 22 state buildings downtown Sacramento. We work with SMUD and DGS of the state to do automatic demand reduction. And that's why Jake is here. He was the engineer that designed all that.
Okay.
And we do a lot of work for all the school districts. This next year we have school districts throughout Northern California that will be using our technology for their energy management and ADR, which is automatic demand reduction.
Well, tell us what that is. That sounds a little bit technical for me. It sounds like some innovative stuff. Could you describe it?
Well, if SMUD sees that they are running low on their power generation or be able to bring power in, we had a couple of days here, it was 118 degrees. That sort of puts stresses on the utility.
Okay.
Basically, if they see that they're going to run short on power, they'll send a signal out to these buildings to reduce your load by increasing your temperature. You go from, say, 74 degrees to 78 degrees, and we have the technology that will immediately tell all the buildings, raise your set point temperatures up, say, 5 degrees, and save the power coming in. Well, that's anybody can do that. The thing is, okay, when the crisis is over, do you just go from 78 down to 74? And now all of a sudden, all the SMUD utilities are saying that's not good either.
Okay.
So basically, our group, run by Jake, who's here, came up with a algorithm to reduce this and turn it down independently of each other. So we just don't drop every building every time. And this was most innovative. In fact, as Lawrence Berkeley Labs has asked for our software how to do that. And this was generated right down the street here on Granite Drive at L H Airco.
Amazing innovation stuff in things like air conditioning. What else are you doing at L H that we would describe as innovative?
Well, we have the technology out of Australia called Climate Wizard, which is now being produced in the United States. We are the largest rep in the world for this technology, and they had to basically buy a factory in Colorado to supply our needs. We did the Sullivan Group in Roseville. They put in 44 systems. That's under Roseville Electric. We're doing a lot of other basically facilities in Northern California and Southern California. They're coming out with a residential unit, which will be able to cool a building without compressors, without refrigerants, about 93% less energy than any technology today.
Low energy plus good for the environment, it sounds like, which is, I guess,
Right.
That's important anyway.
Yeah, and the most exciting portion of what L&H is doing is our secure airline, which I'm one of the developers of. We spent 15 years developing technology in the air purification field, mostly for the medical field. because over 100,000 people die every year from hospital-acquired diseases called nosocomial infections. If the airline industry killed 100,000 people, they'd probably ground every airline, right? Well, yeah, you can live without food for 3 weeks. You can live without water for 4 days. You can live without air for 3 minutes. So this is an air purification system that basically will take air, and we have it mostly for hospitals, that'll go out, seek a bug in the room, bring it to a filter, and actively inactivate or kill that. It's the only technology in the world that has inactive capabilities.
So the air conditioning system will actually have the ability to save lives by getting rid of these viruses that might be in the air.
Correct. We did a test at the Mayo Clinic of existing technology, which everybody employs today, which is HEPA filtration, which is actually technology from the 50s. So we put our technology into these operating rooms at the Mayo Clinic and ran them for 2 weeks on the test from two of the other buildings which we indexed. And we reduced the contamination level by 97% in an operating suite.
Wow.
This is just dramatic.
That's game changing.
This is game changing. We're coming out with a residential system, which will be out the mid next year, which you can put it in a room and turn the thing into a clean room in 20 minutes.
Wow.
Now, this is all done through measurement and verification. Because we say it so, between you and I, we have probably 5 million particles. We don't know what they are. Okay. But I've never seen the flu bug that invaded me, but its results are pretty dramatic.
Without a doubt.
Well, so if we measure and verify with particle monitors in a room, we can actually show you a 95% reduction in the particles in the room. And that's 100% of the time.
Wow, that's incredible stuff. Now, how long before this kind of product is on the market, or are we starting to see it installed now?
It's there today. We've tested it for a year. It's now commercially available. We're doing a couple of large jobs for the state of California. This comes under human capital, where everybody wants productivity, health, and happiness, and reduction in absenteeism. You know, if somebody sneezes, 12 people catch cold.
Huge, yes.
So what we do is we go out, we police up the contaminants, we bring it back to a filter, and we have the technology that will inactivate that pathogen basically within 3 hours and kill it.
You know, these products, they don't invent themselves. It makes me wonder, obviously you guys are a 50-year-old company, but you're driving this innovation. And this kind of sounds like a commercial for, an infomercial for L&H, but really I'm just sort of amazed at what happens where you have this very established company ran by a guy who's been there 50 years, and yet you're still so innovative. What drives that culture?
Enthusiasm. The most contagious disease in the world is enthusiasm. And you see something broken, you fix it. As a retired firefighter, if there's something wrong in the fire ground, you fix it. It's not my job; it is your job. So when you get into the hospital environment and you see the diseases, the nosocomial infections, and this is a worldwide problem. We have about a 1.5% infection rate in our hospitals. Overseas, it's 40 to 50%. So this is a global result of our technology put together by 5 of us over 15 years. And it's been a labor of love. It's been very painful.
Well, nothing important comes easily in life, typically. And just some closing thoughts about Sacramento, the region, and maybe what we can all do. Besides bring the enthusiasm, what can we do in order to affect this positive change that you and Arlen are saying is upon us?
Well, let's take the schools. Okay, the schools have a ADA called average daily attendance, and the teachers want to teach the kids, but if the kids come down with the norovirus and they shut down schools, or one kid gets sick. I remember when my kids would come home, they'd be sick for 3 days. I'd get over it 6 weeks later. Yeah. So, you know, the teachers get sick. My one daughter is a teacher. She teaches kindergarten, and the kids are always sick.
Right.
So we are going to put this air purification system in her classroom, and then we'll index what the average daily attendance if it goes up.
Wow.
Because the kids are there to learn, not to spread disease. So, you know, the hospitals are a floating sea of bacteria. We understand that. We understand particle physics, and we're trying to educate the industry, which is a little difficult because, you know, they're in their old ways. We've always done it this way. that's not the way it's going to get done in the future.
Yeah,
So,
one classroom at a time, one student at a time, making it a healthier, more great place to live right here in Sacramento. When we return, I will be joined back by Marcus Haney. We'll take a closer look back on what 2017 meant for HaneyBiz and take a look at the exciting year that is to come. Join the revolution at HaneyBiz.com, courtesy of the Entrepreneurs Organization of Sacramento and law firm Greenberg Traurig. This is the HaneyBiz Project.